Wasiwasi? 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 Form ni gani? Form ni gani?
Made in Kenya.
Ati form ni gani?
So welcome, Jerry. How have you been?
I've been good. It's been a new year.
Welcome.
Like we're in the third
How
month.
the quarter been for you?
Not bad. We've started off on a good start. You see, I always believe that the first quarter is all about laying the basis for laying the foundation for the rest of the year.
And in a few days it's gonna be International Women's Day. First, we have to do the same for this year. We are what? 1, 2, 3. We are breaking the bias. We are breaking the bias. So, guys, and in breaking the bias, let's talk about the biases you've experienced as a young female leader over the years.
When I start to think at the top of my head, first things first is people's confidence in you. Like, I think that is the biggest bias that we actually face in women. Like,
What do you mean, like people's confidence in you?
when it comes to the important jobs and everything and ownership, it's mostly dominated by men.
True.
Coming into the labor market as a woman, it is we always usually face this issue of the people in the labor market not having confidence in you as a leader, not trusting your decisions, not trusting your policies, your instincts, and these usually at the end of the day reflects back to the women, whereby when people don't trust you enough,
I see that. And as a young leader trying to build a team, how's that been for you? And trying to build partnerships, direct instances of how this experience has been for you over the last few years?
Well, it's been a bit challenging. I would like to say that it gets better as you go, but not necessarily. So it just gets different as you go.
What do you mean? You have to tell us.
It's just face different challenges as you go. For example, I'll give you an example. When we were getting started, we started in the informal sector. I'm always giving this story. And starting over there, we were just, you were there with me, so you would know.
It was a whole drama, but I would love to hear from a perspective.
Yeah, exactly. So we were just young girls. We were young and inexperienced. We were in our early 20s, coming into an industry that is 99% dominated by men, and that really, really challenged us, especially when we decided to actually venture into production. And basically, in the informal sector, most of the jobs like trade and services are the ones that are usually set apart for women. But the capital intensive ones like production, manufacturing, and all that belongs to the men. And here we come, young girls, and we want to go into the
audacity. Manufacture. I remember the first comment we got was, "Here I'm Tezana Nayo."
Yeah, and this was actually coming from a mentor,
Yes.
a guy in the informal sector who we really looked up to. And he's not just a guy, he's actually an older guy.
Yeah.
He's been in the industry for years and years. We've been working with him, we were looking up to him, and instead of, encouraging us and
cheering us on, the response was, "How taweza?"
They literally sat us down to tell us that
You cannot do this.
manufacturing is a hard job, you're just young girls, you can't do it.
Stick to selling. I remember they told us to stick to
You
selling.
find that is the biggest challenge that we have in the informal sector. Women are usually segregated to these jobs. And these jobs, they have low entry. They require minimal skill. They require minimal capital and everything.
Like for you, if you have like, I remember you said back in, you said around 3,000 shillings or 2,000 shillings, and you could buy and sell from them easily, and they would love you for that. But the minute you say, "I want to start manufacturing," that is where I remember it was even so bad you were chased from the market.
Yeah, we actually were.
You are told
The
you can't.
market sat down and agreed with each other. We are not going to work with these girls. Not single person here should work with these girls.
We find
They
you there.
should not even be seen entering
That
the gate.
yes.
Yeah,
And
it's
even artisans were told, "You try to work with them. You try. You will know this is not your Kenya."
Yeah.
And that was quite interesting, like how older men would sit together and come up with such a conspiracy.
Yeah,
It was
against young girls just trying to build.
starting out. We were not even a threat to them. We were not even focusing on the same market. We were not stealing from them. That was quite an interesting time in Kenya because we have stood the test of time. I've seen the conversation is changing. They're depending on you more. They're trusting your leadership. And I know it has not been easy because I'm very, very sure it was a man would have done what we have done in the last 5 years in quarter the time.
That's very true. With the same zeal that we've had, they would have
the same dedication, the same hard work.
Quarter the time. Because you'll find that our challenges, just extended from there. Eventually we found someone to work with, but it was very, very hard to retain artisans because no artisan wanted to be the one who works for those young
These people who think they can do this. And I've seen as the years have gone by, the business model of Kenya has changed and everything that has come to it. And I remember like the highlight of 2020 was Sally. How did it feel like having a female designer that under your brand?
It was really amazing. It was really, really amazing. I remember when we started the training, the priority was always to go to the female trainees. So when we set out our applications, it was so disappointing to find that
only the men
were applying. Like we had minimal
number of
women who were applying. And I think any women who applied, it took them.
Yes, all the women were
all the women who applied.
But Sally.
I have to point something out that the first person to drop out was a woman, like in the whole class.
The second was a woman. The second
then
was
they followed. At the end of the day, I just had one lady by the time we were finishing the whole apprenticeship. But the best part, it was one, but she was the best. Like she was the best of all the apprentices.
Dedication.
She wanted, she had a vision in mind.
Yeah.
And that was really amazing. And as we speak right now, she's actually now working under one of our partner
workshops.
Yeah.
And she's actually quite thriving.
And not just any partner manufacturer, but
our luxury manufacturers, the Milele collection.
Yeah.
She's actually, that is one of the most amazing stories you've had from 2021. Yeah. And I want to congratulate you for that effort. And I know you want to increase this number of women who join the industry, women who become artisans. And it's so weird that men are artisans in the industry, yet Sally has the most impeccable work.
Yeah, it's very true, and it translates to basically all women. Women have this attention to details. Like it's known. It's known. We usually say this when you want a job done impeccably, just give it to a woman.
She's gonna do an amazing job.
She's gonna do an amazing job. This means we need more female designers. We need more female
artisans. We need more female manufacturers.
Exactly.
We need more women to join us. What they would previously consider male-centered jobs, because at the end of the day, this is us securing the future of our nation.
Exactly. It is very important that we actually have a gender balance if we are actually going to grow this industry to where it's supposed to be. Because at the end of the day, we keep saying made in Kenya, made in Kenya, made in Kenya, buy made in Kenya, but we don't just want people to buy made in Kenya from the point of support. We want them to buy it from a point of pride.
Pride. Yeah. Oh, that is the thing. Another thing I want to talk about. Pride. Exactly. The point of pride. And when we say support made in Kenya, we are securing the future. We are seeing all this conversation around made in Kenya. And the most important thing is we do not want you to support made in Kenya only. We want you to love made in Kenya. We want you to enjoy made in Kenya. Own it. Yeah. Like it should be part of our national heritage. Like every time you buy made in Kenya, there's a sense of pride that washes over you. And let's leave that aside. Every time someone purchases a single thing, let's say from Kenya, for example, how many people have you empowered?
A lot. Like it's a whole supply chain. Like I'm just gonna give an example. For example, if you buy a shoe that is made in Kenya, let's go with the shoes. Always remember, you're not just buying the product, which is the shoe. You're basically supporting whole families, along the whole supply chain. Let us not forget that this leather came from a cow that was basically reared by a farmer. So you're supporting the farmer.
And I just that farmer is a woman, because women are the ones who are doing all the smallholder farming out here.
That is very true. It's actually a very important point, as
your mother.
Let's start from the farmer. We start from the farmer. So we have promoted the farmer.
Yes.
We have supported the farmer. Then we have the abattoirs.
Yes.
The abattoirs, as she said, are the traders who basically are the link between the farmers and the tanneries.
Yes.
So they source from the farmers, then sell to the tanneries. So these are whole other families here. Then we have the tanneries. Let's not forget who are employed in the tanneries. They're still Kenyans.
And this is the best part. Almost every tannery in Kenya is owned by indigenous people.
Yeah.
That is the beauty of what tanneries
that's one
locally.
beauty of it. So these are Kenyan families once again that you have supported. Then the leather leaves the tannery and goes to distribution centers.
Yes.
So for the distributors, these are whole other Kenyans
Kenyans.
and families that you are supporting. Then it has left the distributor's shop
Now to the value
and
addition.
goes to a workshop, to
Yes.
a manufacturing
Yes.
area. Where they are value added into shoes, or bags, or whatever. But in this case, we're talking about shoes. Who are these manufacturers?
They're also Kenyans.
They are also Kenyans.
Because actually, around how many?
These are other Kenyan families that you're supporting. Then, once the shoe leaves here, it is bought by another distributor.
Now the last man.
The last mile.
As in Kenyans, even if you just look at it at one perspective, when you buy made in Kenya, basically, let's say you just support 6 people.
Yeah.
Those are around 6 families. And remember, these small businesses have employees, they have artisans, they have a whole team, they have riders, they have all these things going for them. So at the end of the day, let's say you've just supported 6 companies for every made in Kenya product. Another last mile.
And let us put it this way, right? We have talked about all these people that you support along the supply chain, right? It's very easy to distance yourself from it when I'm just talking about families and everything. So when I talk about Kenyan families, when I talk about all these people that we are supporting, who are they? These are our mothers. These are our fathers. These are our sisters. These are the same people. She's Sally. There's Irono. It's Sally. It is us. We are supporting ourselves. When I say you're supporting a Kenyan family, you're supporting yourself, you're supporting your family. Because it is our same people who work in this company.
And if you want better jobs, these industries have to start working.
Exactly.
If you want to start, for you, for example, that is a whole family every year. You pay your accountant every month. You pay your admin work. You pay your sales people. You pay your marketing guys. And every time someone buys a Kenya shoe, let's say for a leather shoe, they've just paid you 2,500 shillings. Your 2,500 shillings is gonna be distributed. Even your manufacturers.
Exactly.
Like for example, where Sadi is working, you pay them.
And every time you keep buying from us, as a reflex, we increase our capacity. And anytime capacity is increased, that is one more job opportunity for another Kenyan, for you, for your brother, for your mother, for your sister.
So because I see your DM people keep texting you and telling you, Nzeri need a job, please link me a job. We cannot overstretch a market that is not growing.
Exactly.
We have to grow this market for this to be possible. And it is so exciting being working under you, Nzeri. It's so exciting. It's one of my favorite things because you're such a visionary and following you, and you're so intuitive on all these things. And I am just curious to see what is your plan in making sure these buyers, because you're saying we are doing what? We are breaking the barrier.
Breaking the barriers.
So what is your contingency plan to grow the brand and remove the buyers they have behind you?
I'm not gonna say behind just me as a person,
As a
but,
woman, as a woman,
yeah,
yes, the buyers,
and
the buyers,
all the women behind that. So basically, for me, it's just keep doing it, because I believe up to where we are right now, the same artisans who wanted to chase us out of Karioko market are the same artisans that we are working with today. And right now, I would say they hold me in a whole different level of respect than they did way
a few years back.
And why is that? Because I have been consistent, despite of all the challenges that came my way.
And more to come.
And more to come.
Because I hear you're raising capital.
Consistent. I still remain consistent. And at the end of the day, consistency. When people see you, being consistent and practicing consistency, they come to realize that they're here to stay.
She's here to stay, no matter how hard it is.
She's not going anywhere. She's here to stay. And that is the same thing that, you know, I ask from all women out there. It's not easy. No one ever said it's gonna be easy. It is not easy. But you just have to believe in yourself and, you know, just
put our boots down, trust the process. And now that you're going to raise capital, this is going to be one of the most difficult journey you're about to go through, and people are going to be wondering, why should we back a woman? Why should we back Nzeri? Why should we back her leadership? What makes Nzeri special? Can you just tell our people what makes you special? Why they actually should back you? Despite the fact that I know the biasness, it's very, very hard to people to get over. I remember even one of our...
Well, at the end of the day, it's really hard to, you know, change people's, am I going to call it misogyny or blind spots or what on things, right? So I believe what's more important, it's, you know, my mindset, you know, what we are basically set on doing, and just keep doing it. They're going to call us girls, but, you know, at the end of the day, it's going to be the girls who are doing it.
The girls who are doing it. I even have a crazy idea here. I think when you start this journey raising capital, your first slide should be break the barriers. Hear what I'm saying and know I know what I'm doing before you start your presentation.
Yeah, and it's the most important thing is that to remember, you know, to basically never lose my voice. I guess I am fortunate, you know. Most women out there have been denied their voice, you know, but I get to be fortunate to have been raised in a household where my voice has never really been taken away from me. So that is one advantage that I have getting started. This, like, I think it's actually important to realize the privileges that you come with, you know,
on the table. Yes, when you talk about women issues and all that.
Yeah, so that is one of them. So at the end of the day, never really take these people seriously. At the end of the day, always have your voice and have your voice heard. And as you said, this is the year that we plan to raise capital. So whatever it is that we've done, they are important steps, but this is now when we are going to start now climbing, you know,
this one is the decider whether we make it or we never make it. This is the decider.
What is most important to realize is that what we are aiming to do is way more than us. Like it's
bigger than us.
It's way bigger than us. It's not about us. It is for our whole generation, our coming generation, you know.
For the future.
We want to inspire belief, and nothing is as powerful as that.
Belief.
Belief is everything.
Trusting.
Exactly, because what is someone without belief?
Without their name.
What is someone without their name?
Without where they came from, without their pride.
Exactly, that pride, that is what we are inspired. If we can inspire that, then nothing really can ever beat that. We don't want people to just buy products.
We want you to buy into your story.
Buy into the story. We want the generation that will come after us to find that we already did the work. It's about time that we do the work ourselves. You know, the people that came before us did whatever it is that they had to do. Now for us, we are educated, we are all educated. We are finally in a position where we can actually tell our own stories.
Imagine, we can write your own story.
We can write and tell our own stories. So let us do it in our products, let us do it in our services, let us do it in our brands. That is what we are trying to inspire. That's that anytime a Kenyan thinks of purchasing something, made in Kenya is the first thing.
Priority in your brain. I hear in some countries like Rwanda, it's very important for you to have it. And it's usually to say in Kenya, it's if you want to shop, if you want to support a lot of women, if you want to support a lot of Made in Kenya, Vakenya.com is going to be the place for you to discover Made in Kenya, to enjoy Made in Kenya, to do all these things, and it's usually always going to be under the leadership of Very Important.
Always. And let us not remember that as Vakenya, we are working directly with manufacturers in the informal sector, and the informal sector is the biggest employer of women.
Yes.
So us working with the informal sector is us directly empowering women as we work towards, you know, encouraging them and enabling them to move over to the formal economy so that they can enjoy all the perks that come with being in the formal sector. As they open the ways for more women to enter into the informal economy, then eventually transit into the formal economy.
And this journey is not going to be easy.
Not going to be easy.
And there is no manual for you.
No.
And I trust you're going to remember what you said in this meeting today.
Always.
I will hope you remember your voice in this process. Don't lose your voice. And we wish you all the very best. Or don't we all guys, we wish you to be able to raise our money. And what's your figure?
You're planning to raise 100 million for the first round.
Damn! 100 million. And is the capital international local?
Local. We are going local. Before we start going outside, it is important that we go local. Don't you forget, like when we say for Kenya, I said it's not just about the products. We need to inspire people to produce in Kenya, to buy in Kenya, and to invest in Kenya.
Jerry is gonna be the woman that financed manufacturing, single-handedly financed manufacturing in Kenya.
From the local pockets.
She's financed it, she promoted it, and she inspired you to buy it. That is quite, your purpose in life is quite big.
Quite amazing.
And
I've always been an African at heart. So
an African at
and
heart.
at body.
At every you were born to do this. Thank you, Zeri, for coming for the show. I know it's not been easy with your current crazy schedules. I didn't know I've just had to studio for this. Thank you for coming to the show, and thank you for saying this. And let's wish women, International Women's Day. And what are we doing? We are breaking the barriers. We are supporting women. We are buying from women. We are hiring women. We are giving women finances.
Definitely.
We are doing all sorts of stuff. We are also believing in them. You're not stealing their voice anymore. Do not tell her she cannot do it. I remember the time. Have a good day, guys, and thank you for coming to the show. And thank you for watching till the end. And thank you for coming to the show too. Have a good day.
Pleasure.
Thank you. Bye.